Now, the scramble for Africa began towards the end of the 18th century and the start of the 19th century. Almost all of Africa was partitioned and controlled by a number of European states. The partitioning of Africa was formally confirmed in 1885 at the Berlin Conference, with Britain, France, Italy, Belgium and Portugal emerging with colonies in Africa. The push for self-governance and independence started after the Second World War in 1945 at the end of the Fifth Pan-African Congress, and with the Atlantic Charter, almost all African colonies started the demand for an end to colonialism. Moyo Thomas reports.
Nigeria's quest for independence was spurred by different activities and situations, especially the wave of decolonization sweeping through Africa between the 1950s and the 1960s. Another determining factor was the Atlantic Charter. Though not a treaty, it stipulated the respectful rights of people to choose the form of government, sovereign rights, and the restoration of self-government to countries deprived. This, to a great extent, formed a basis for Africa's negotiation for independence. Europe was wallowing in debt incurred from the Second World War and could no longer afford the resources needed to maintain its colonies in Africa. As at 1922, Egypt had gained its independence from Britain, Ethiopia in 1941 from Italy, Libya, Sudan, Morocco were all liberated between 1951 to 1956. Ghana followed in 1957. Between January and August of 1960, 16 African countries fought and claimed their independence. The success of these African countries mounted pressure on Nigeria to also break free from British colonial rule. Jubril Yusuf, a political economist, agrees with this position.
Even Chief Anthony Nahuru, he was the first Nigerian to move the motion on the floor of the parliament for Nigeria independence at 1957. But you know, that motion could not carry because the MPC, led by Sir Ahmadu Bello, did not support it, and it was deferred. In fact, if it had been supported and it was carried in the entire parliament, Nigeria would have been independent by 1957. It was because it did not carry that it was postponed till 1st October 1960. Nigeria was larger, was as civilized as other countries that were gaining independence before at that time, and Nigeria and other Nigerian nationalists felt that they should also get independence for their country, even before the others. But eventually we had it, we got it in 1960.
But then, many analysts are still divided about whether the colonial rule affected Africa's development or the independence came too early for the continent. By 1977, 54 African countries had gained independence from European colonial rule, a period described as a golden era for Africa, with compelling social and infrastructural development on the continent. GDP growth at that period was around 5 to 7%, a short-lived period though, as the reversal of economic fortunes started in the early 80s, with coup in many countries around the continent.
I've been grossly disappointed. If you listen to this man, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the man who supervised the Nigeria election in 1959, recently he said on a video something that Nigeria is the greatest tragedy in human history, because at independence, Nigeria was the only African country that was deemed capable of becoming a developed country by the year 2000. It was Nigeria, Brazil, India, and perhaps China that at that time were deemed capable of emerging as a developed country by the year 2000. But as you can see, Nigeria is not a developed country yet. China has broken the chain, India is moving, Brazil is moving, Nigeria is not moving.
After many decades of independence, the reality has dawned
that political freedom does not translate to instant economic dividends, except it is worked at diligently. Nigerians, and indeed the whole of Africans, are waiting for that golden era independence was meant to birth.